Hello, Ross here. Welcome back to another community support video. And in this one, we're going to cover the branding for your community site. So because we've chosen a template for our initial community, it's going to have a lot of that just basic branding settings. So we're going to want to change that and make it our own. So to start, we'll go down to the Content tab. And then under the Site Configuration menu, we're going to go down to Branding. So this is where we can update the branding settings for your community site. So we have the organization logo at the top, and I will just point out on the right side we have the branding preview. So as you make changes on this page, you can check back here to get an idea as to what your site will look like. So right now we have the logo in that top left corner, but if we were to go and update it, we'll see that change in real time. So we have our logo now updated, and we can see in the preview it's changed. And now onto the header logo height. So this is where we can change the organization logo size itself. So right now it's set to large, but we have options that range from small to extra large. So as you make a selection, you'll see that in the branding preview, that logo does adjust, just to give you a sense on what the change is going to look like. And keep in mind that as you make changes, you're able to come back to this page at any point and adjust your settings. So if you find that your logo is maybe too small or too large, come back here and adjust as needed. Moving on to font settings. So first we have the site font, and this is a global font style that's going to be applied to all your content throughout your community site. So you can choose an option that you want. Will apply in the preview. You get a sense on what that's going to look like. Right now it's just going to show in that tickets available section. Just note that it'll apply to more than just that area within your actual community site. And one thing to mention with font settings is that if you have content blocks that have HTML support, you're able to update the font style and the color within those specific blocks. So you can overwrite these font settings on a per block basis so long as they have HTML capability. And onto the default font color. So as the name implies, this will be the default color that's used on your content throughout your community site. So you can click on the color window and drag to update the color as needed. Maybe we want a darker gray instead of just a pure black text. Or if you have the hex code, you can paste it in the field down below. And next is the roundness. So this is going to affect the corners for all your buttons and frames throughout your community site. So the preview has two examples. We have the frame rounding and then the button rounding down below. And right now we have more rounding selected. We can go as far as selecting none. So we see now we have 90-degree angle corners on both the frame and the button. And then if we go on the ultra rounding option, you can see we have very round frames and then the pill shape button. So you can play around, you can choose the setting, the style that's going to work best for you and your community site. And again, you can change this at any point, so don't feel you're locked into one style. Next we have header styling, and this gives us the option to update the header background color and the header font color. So for the background color, so everything in the top section here that includes the organization logo and the menu items will change color. Right now it's white, but if we use that color window, we can click and drag, change the color on the fly. So maybe we want just like a light gray as the background. And then for the header font color, so that's going to change the menu items. Right now it's black, but we can do the same thing. Drag and choose the color that we want, or enter the hex code. And since we've already got the default font color selected above, that darker gray, we'll use that same code and apply it to this header font color as well. And lastly, we can choose a color scheme that gets applied throughout your entire community site. So there's primary colors, secondary colors, and tertiary colors. And all of these colors show up in different areas throughout your site. So we'll go through them here. So with the primary colors, this is going to affect things like headers, buttons, and links. So in the preview up above, we have the tickets available header and then the buy ticket button. So that's where those colors appear. Secondary colors, this is going to affect things like icons and selected states. So in that same tickets available window, we have the plus and minus icons. So that's where those secondary colors will appear. And then lastly is the tertiary colors, which affects warnings, badges, and notifications. So if we go up, we see the notification badge at the top where the popover menu is. So that's where those tertiary colors show up. And again, this is just previewing some of the areas where these colors appear. I do recommend as you make changes to preview your entire site so you can get a full idea as to where the colors do show up. And that's going to do it for this branding video. I hope you found this useful, and just keep in mind that you can make changes on this page at any point. So if you do want to update your logo, your font style, or your colors, you could do so at any point. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.